Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be doing episode number 38 of I Build Your Teams. Sorry, 37 of I Build Your Teams. Series where I build my viewers' teams into the best teams possible for my team, unlimited and or competitive play based on how much MT they have and what their squad is currently looking like. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 12,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Sorry, 13,000 subscriber mark. We hit 12K yesterday, actually, so huge W on that. Really do appreciate all the support on the channel. That is honestly pretty cool to be hitting that 12K mark finally. But that being said, let's hop right into it. Start off with his first team today. Honestly, a really solid team already. The thing that I do notice about the squad, he does not have a ton of tall bigs. Artis, Gilmore, Chet Holmgren, 7'1" and 7'2", good size there. But then Jokic and Hakeem, not huge. I like his guards. I don't know about Radiant. I think Radiant T-Mac is still a great card, but I think for me personally, this is what I would do. I'd go Amin Thompson, Hito Turkoglu, KD, Andre Kirilenko, Wimby, and Chet. And then Artis and Jokic as the fours, and Mark Eaton and Ralph Sampson as your fives. That's just my opinion, probably what I would do personally. Up to you if you want to do that or not, but that's the 10-man lineup that I would change this to, which means adding Eaton and Sampson, moving AK to the 3, Artis to the 4, Chet to the backup 3, or AK to the 2, I should say, and selling T-Mac. Even then, if you wanted to say, instead of Ralph Sampson, you wanted to get a Yao Ming or somebody like that, that's another great option. You can have Yao and Mark Eaton. It's going to cost more MT, but you could do that as well. So that's all I got to say about that one. Second squad today comes in from eHuff. He's got 72,000 MT, thinking about getting Amin Thompson for a starting PG. Good decision there, in my opinion. Any suggestions will help. So good squad here. I definitely think we got some things that we can move around, and I'm actually going to do that right here in the draft or in a lineup. So squad is looking good, no doubt about it. I did not mean to do that. I'm messing this up right now. There we go. Let's get it in there. So we can get Amin Thompson start at PG. I think that's a great idea. Backup point guard, still Hito is a great option, so we'll go with that as your PG position. You have KD at the starting point guard or shooting guard, and I think because LeBron is unauctionable on your team, you should throw Invincible LeBron as your backup shooting guard. Gonna get the job done very effectively as well, and you can sell T-Mac to make some more MT. Now, small forward position is of course going to be Wimby, no doubt about it. I think that's a pretty obvious one, and then backup small forward, I think you put Larry Bird in there again because he's unauctionable, because he's just as good as a guy like Andre Kirilenko at the backup 3, I would say. So then you can sell T-Mac and AK to make a little bit more MT. Starting 4. Really, for me, I just start Shaq. Really, I think my thing is I would pick one of Shaq or KP, whoever you prefer, and start them, and then play the other one off the bench at the backup center next to Taco, and then you can start Mark Eaton at the 5. This, I think, balances your front court a little bit more, so you have one Invincible with a ton of speed and one Giant who doesn't have quite as much speed in your starters and your bench. I would start Eaton at the 5, pick one of Shaq and KP. You could switch it like this if you want, but this is what I would do right now. This is actually just using the cards you have in your lineup right now, outside of Amin Thompson, who you're buying, and keeping your lineup actually just the same, maybe even making it a little bit better, but also streamlining it so that you make some MT, because you can sell guys like T-Mac and AK as well. To make yourself some MT, you can sell on our test. So that is what I would do, is build a 10-man like this. This is probably how I would run it personally. If you prefer this, do that. That'll work great as well, but either one is going to be an awesome option. So that's all I say for that squad. Third team today comes in from Mr. Go Blue. He's got 5,000 MT. That is not a lot of MT to work with, but that is okay. We can work with it. Kobe, Big Z, Danny Ferry, Artis Gilmore, Rudy Gay, Brian Scalabrine, Arvidas, Teeter, Damian Lillard. Okay, so definitely going to have to work with this squad a lot for sure, I would say. And honestly, when I say work with, I mean you have to sell Kobe. I'm assuming that Wimby is unauctionable. I'm hoping that Kobe is auctionable. If he's not, that's kind of a problem. But I'm going to go off of the assumption that Kobe is auctionable, and we're going to build a cheap budget lineup with Wimby as the centerpiece, because you already have him, and he's the best card in the history of 2K, and he's absolutely insane. So starting in backup point guard, there you go, Hito Turkoglu. Starting shooting guard will go Rudy Gay, and off the bench will go Asar Thompson. 2 cheap budget shooting guards are really good options. I think they're both a little bit cheaper than Andre Kirilenko, who's a little bit more expensive. Wimby can start at the 3. Off the bench we go with Big Z. I think Big Z is still a great card around. Actually, Big Z is too expensive. Let's go cheaper. Let's go Karl Malone. Big Z is still like 30 or 40,000 MT, I believe, but Karl Malone is much cheaper. That's going to save you a lot of MT. At the 4, we're going to go Artis Gilmore. Backup 4 doesn't really matter. We'll get to that in a second. Starting 5, this is the one position I'd spend MT, is Mark Eaton. Backup 5, we're going to go Peter Gudmundsson. He's going to get the job done. And then backup 4, in all honesty, I think we're going to go with the Nikola Jokic, and we're going to evo him up. Actually, you know what? I'm not even sure if Jokic is still available as a free card, so if you didn't get him, that's okay. We'll just go get Jack Sigma from Spotlights. Actually, let's just do this instead. This is even better. we'll throw Brad Doherty in here at the 4. So we use 2 spotlight guys, and we're taking Peter out of the lineup and do this. This 10-man right here takes advantage of spotlight cards. We can even take Karl Malone out here and put in Bob Nedelicki, save some more MT. This type of lineup I think is really, really good though. You compare this squad to this squad, it's literally night and day. Not even close. Try to build yourself a team like this. You will not regret it. 4th team today comes in from Christopher. He's got 101,000 MT. Only card he's buying is KD, and he's saying in the $50 card, so he's not going to buy Wembanyama. Just finished the Larry Bird grind and got Amin from an MT pack. Nice. Okay. Amin and Wes Unseld. I prefer Hedo Turkoglu over Wes Unseld. My personal opinion. Also kind of prefer Scotty Barnes. I would pick up one of those 2 guys over Wes personally. It's up to you. Don't have to do it, but that's what I probably would do personally. Then you have KD, you have Michael Finley. That's a great shooting guard duo. Really like that a lot. Larry Bird, Zion. I love Larry. Zion, I'm not a huge fan of. Jokic and Sigma, I would play over Alonzo Mourning. I'd probably swap Sigma over Mourning, but if you prefer Mourning, no reason to not run him. And then you have Rick Smits and Artis Gilmore right here. Now, you need a small forward, and the easiest small forward upgrade, the cheap, easy small forward upgrade is Karl Malone. Just pick him up over Zion Williamson. He's less than 10,000 MT. An amazing budget card. Go get Karl Malone. After that, it's one of 2 guys. It's either Mark Eaton, and then you move Artis Gilmore to the 4, and you have Smits and Artis and Eaton and Jokic off the bench, or something like that. Or it's Victor Wembanyama, and you play Wemby maybe starting 4 next to Smits, and you bring Jokic off the bench next to Artis, something like that. And I'm talking about the next Wemby, the cheaper version. One of those 2 guys, though, kind of up to you if you want to spend 1 MT on a Wemby who has a little more size, or get Eaton, who's not quite as big but is close and has I would say better speed. But they're both very similar level cards, that Dark Matter Eaton and the regular next Wembanyama. Up to you what you want to do between those 2 guys, but I'd pick up one of those 2 for your bigs and Karl Malone for backup small forward position. Next squad today comes in from Logan, 20,000 MT. He's got LaMelo, KD, Wemby, Taco, Mark Eaton. I actually have this 2 through 5 as well. I have KD, Wemby, Taco, and Eaton. But then he's got Amin Thompson off the bench, Terry Dishinger, John Isaac, Rick Smits, and Artis Gilmore. Really good team here. I would sell LaMelo. I think price-wise, you could really use the MT from selling LaMelo and upgrade the rest of your team a little bit, is my opinion. I don't even know actually how much upgrading you can really do. I'd probably swap out Jonathan Isaac for Karl Malone. I understand he's a little bit smaller, but I think he's a better overall all-around card. And I would pick up a more budget point guard, honestly, realistically, because with only 20,000 MT, you're a little bit limited on the cards that you can buy over the next few weeks. So for me, would probably replace LaMelo with a cheaper option like a Hero Hedo Turkoglu or a Scotty Barnes or a Ron Artest, or really any of those budget point guards. Wes Unseld, whoever you think you prefer the most, I would pick between, and I would play them at their backup point guard position. I would start Amin Thompson. That's just my opinion, though. It's kind of up to you what you'd like to do with your lineup here, but I don't think you have to make a ton of changes. This squad, we got 25k MT, MJ, Amin. I would swap the 2. I think Amin's better than MJ. MJ's optional, actually. I might sell him. T-Mac, Brandon Miller, Bill Russell, Karl Malone, Taco, Dikembe, Wemby, and Smits. All right, we're redoing this team. Wemby is coming in starting power forward, and we're going to bring Smits at starting center. Taco is going to be your backup 4, and somehow you're going to actually, you know what? You have Dikembe locked in. We're going to run him as well. That is fine by me. You also have Artis Gilmore, though, so I would pick between Artis and Dikembe, and I actually think Artis is better. So I would run this lineup right here as your 4s and your 5s. Now, your guards. You have Amin Thompson. He is amazing. MJ is not worth his price. Plain and simple. He's just not. Hero MJ is not going to be worth the price. Sell him, pick up one of the budget point guards. For me, it'd be Hedo Turkoglu, but it's up to you which one you want to buy. There's a lot of elite budget point guards. Brandon Miller is great as your backup shooting guard. Totally cool with that. I would pick up a Rudy Gay and Andre Karolinko to start at shooting guard. Just my opinion. Pick up one of those guys. And I would sell T-Mac because I think T-Mac's going for a lot more than those guys, so I think it's worth selling him as well. Bill Russell, not, in my opinion, a card who is worth running at this point. I would run Karl Malone, and I would run Bob Nedelicki, who is a free spotlight card, and I'd run this 10-man right here. I understand this team is probably about as good as this team. Honestly, it might be a little bit better, but it's very close. This team and this team are similar, but the difference between this team and this team is you're going to save a lot of MT running Hedo instead of MJ, running Rudy Gay instead of T-Mac, running Karl Malone and Bob Nedelicki instead of Bill Russell and Karl Malone, still running the same bigs that you have. I think for me, this just saves you a couple 100,000 MT potentially, while also giving your team, making your team just as good, maybe even a little bit better than it is right now. And then you can use that couple 100,000 MT over the next few weeks to continue to upgrade your squad. And then the final video, team in today's video, comes from Crisis, and he's got 300,000 MT, and he's got an amazing team. Luka, Rudy Gay, Victor Wembanyama, Artis Gilmore, and Mark Eaton. Coming off the bench, he's got Anthony Black, KG, Danny Manning, Brad Daugherty, and KP. My personal opinion on this squad is that I would probably swap KP for Ralph Sampson. It's up to you, but that's probably what I would do. Additionally, I would probably swap Jack Sikma in for Brad Daugherty. That's another upgrade that I think is going to help you out a little bit. Backup small forward, and Danny Manning is fine. I might run Bob Nedelicki over him. If you prefer Danny Manning, totally cool with that as well. And then the shooting guard position, if you love KG at shooting guard and the size that he provides, I have no issues with that as well. I would probably pick up Amin Thompson, start him at point guard, and bring Luka off the bench. I think they're both slightly better than Anthony Black, but again, it's kind of up to you. A lot of the stuff is really opinion with this team, but there's small budget upgrades and swaps that I might make just to make your team a little bit better in my opinion. But you've already got yourself a very, very good team, and you got the centerpiece and Invincible Wembanyama, who makes your team absolutely incredible. So with that being said, that is going to do it for episode number 37 of I Build Your Teams. I hope you all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.